Hello my friends and students, this is your Sushank. Today we are going to learn about the 6 assets that will survive every crisis. So stay tuned until the end of this video because you can learn how to invest your money and diversify into different assets and stay financially stable in any crisis that is happening in the world. So let us dive deep into this topic. So by investing in this assets that I'm gonna tell you, you can create a lot of wealth which can survive any crisis. Many people think that their assets or they become poor during crisis, but actually the wealth transfers from one person to other. So today I'm gonna explain this topic of the 6 assets that gonna survive every crisis in a form of a story, so you can comprehend it and learn it easily. There are 2 kids named Ravi and Ajay living in a village. Ajay was a confident and a loud child. From his childhood, he started learning difficult or complex financial terms like compounding and equity. Everybody thought that he is the smarter kid than compared to his friend Ravi. He thought that he would be successful and create a lot of wealth for himself in the future. And he also liked to share share his knowledge about it and be in the spotlight. But in other hand, Ravi did not like it. He was a shy boy and he was very quiet, but he listened. He had a very nice skill or the ability to listen to others. He was very silent. He would listen to the words of many people. And whenever Ajay would tell about the finance related terms, he would listen carefully and understand it. Basically, he did not want it to be in spotlight. So later when they grew up, Ajay wanted to move to city for to create a lot of wealth and get more opportunities. So he also confessed his friend and started forcing him to move with him to the city. At first, Ravi refused, but as his friend kept on forcing him, he finally agreed, and they both moved to city. Ajay got into a job and started earning money. At the starting few days of moving to city, he started exploring stock market. But one day, Ravi asked a question. You should not only invest in stocks. There are many opportunities or the sectors where you can invest it and create a wealth. Basically, he loved the village life. So he questioned Ajay, why can't we do something like this in a village? Ajay replied to it and said, brother, do you know anybody or a billionaire coming from a background of village? Every billionaire comes with a background in a city. But Ravi did not agree to it. So later, Ajay started investing his money that he gets as a salary from his job into stock market. So later they got into a fight. Ravi wanted to move to village and they got into a huge fight. So Ravi left the city and moved to village. Before moving to or leaving the house, he said a line to Ajay. He said that in bad times or harsh times, you will only remember the village. Like in harsh times, the only option to live is in village. And he said to Ajay to remember these lines. So later he moved to village, and Ajay was furious on him and did not, what we say, talked to him. So later he kept on piling up his salary, cash, and invested into stocks. Later he did not buy his own house with his money. Rather he invested it into stocks, and he sold the house present in his village and invested that money into stocks again. He got married. Next, few times he, talked with his, best friend Ravi, and he would say, "Arey Ravi, you missed the opportunity. Now see, I'm earning a lot of money. I have created a lot of wealth. My portfolio is in profits. What are you doing in there?" He was telling like that. But Ravi did not say anything. He kept quiet. He was in silence. So later, one day, Ajay was sitting in his couch and watching the news. The news said or declared that the World War III has begun officially. Immediately, Ajay got shocked and perplexed. And in few minutes or few hours, his portfolio of stock market went into losses. Every stock that he invested in went into losses, and his all portfolio was in red color. Ajay did not know what to do. He was like sitting in his couch and perplexed. So at first he had the grocery items to eat, but later on, as the days passed, the grocery items, grocery stuff had completed. And as he did not buy any house, he was living in a rent house. So he did not have the money to pay the rent, because as the World War III has started, the company stopped functioning. So there are no salaries to be paid. So the rent of the flat, which is to be paid by the Ajay, the date of paying the amount was coming near, but Ajay did not have any money left. So when he went into bank, he saw a big line or a folk of people who were standing there to withdraw their money. So after standing for hours, he got into the bank, and when he withdrawed 30,000 rupees from his account, he tried, but it declined, because the bank allowed to only withdraw 10,000 rupees. Ajay thought, why can't I withdraw my own money from my own account? But the bank refused and only granted 10,000 rupees to be withdrawn from his account. But this money was not enough to pay rent of rent of the apartment that he is living in. So the financial situation of the family began to decrease, as he did not invest in any other assets like house, gold, etc. He did not have any money. So then he remembered the line that his friend Ravi has said. in harsh times or bad times, you will only remember, or what we say, there is only one option, that is the village. So one day he called his friend Ravi and said, Ajay Ravi, can I, what we say, can I stay with you in the village? He asked. Ajay thought that Ravi would make fun of him or mock him, but rather Ravi welcomed him. So he invited them to come to the village and stay in their house. So later they reached the village with their family. And when he saw Ravi's home, he got shocked because the house was very modern and it was surrounded by many tractors, many cars. He was shocked. Like he had a Mercedes, a dozen of tractors, a modern house, like a 4 BHK house in a village. So after a few minutes, he asked his friend Ravi, "Arey, how you earned, how you achieved this all, assets or this success?" And he also asked or said that I invested a lot of my money in stocks and lost everything as the World War III or the crisis started. So I failed to achieve a success, create a lot of wealth. But how you, what we say, I asked, or he said that I invested all my money in stocks and lost everything due to the World War or the crisis that had happened. I would have invested it in other assets, he said. And he was also curious and asked to Ravi that, how come you achieved this all success or managed to create or buy a luxury home, tractors and a luxury car? He said, be patient, come along with me, we'll go for a ride around the village, and in the way I will explain you how I achieved this. So they both got into the car and drove around the village. Ravi stopped his car in the productive land region or the farmland region. He said that, you see this land around here, this is the productive land or the fertile land which has the ability of growing crops. This is an asset that will last forever or last in any crisis. He said that I will explain or tell you the 6 assets that will survive any crisis. Ajay got very curious and said, tell more about the productive land. Ravi said that the productive land or the fertile land which has the ability of growing crops will survive in any crisis because every person needs food. Every person needs food to live. So whenever the crisis hits, the market of the crops or the vegetables will grow because the demand will be the same. So when the economy goes down or crashes, the people start exchanging their assets, valuable assets, in order to get some food, some grains. So he said that when I came to this village, I started buying many productive lands around here because I read in a book that the productive lands will create the base or the foundation for your future wealth that will last or that will survive in any crisis. Ajay got very, what we say, sad. He said, I should have also invested in this, but I missed the opportunity and followed the trend of investing in stock market. But Ajay, what we say, Ravi said, don't feel bad. Okay, let us explore this more. So they again went into, what we say, a gold shop. And Ajay asked why we came here. Ravi said that the second asset which will last any or which will survive in any crisis is gold. Ajay said, how come? Ravi said that gold was being used for many years or many centuries by many kings or many emperors or many kingdoms in the world. It what we say stayed stable from many years or decades. It gave a good returns to the people or the stable returns to people. He said that whenever the economies of the kingdom would crash or the coinage system of kingdoms would, what we say, get destroyed or did not work, the people what we say buy goods, essential goods, by giving or paying them in the form of gold coins. So from many centuries the gold was used to buy goods, and today also the gold gives good returns. And the second reason he said that gold can survive any crisis is that gold is a liquidity asset. Like you can take gold into any gold shop and sell it and get the money right away. And he also told about real estate. You can't sell real estate immediately, right? It is not liquid in the form of liquid. Whereas gold, you can sell immediately and get the money and what we say, use that money for the essential goods you want to buy. So Ajay said that, yeah, it is also a good asset, but I missed the opportunity to buy gold. What we say, Ravi said that that's why I invested a lot of money in gold. Later, they, what we say, went into a factory or a gold, what we say, warehouse. There, what we say, Ajay asked Ravi, why we came to here? Ravi said that this warehouse or the factory is owned by me. So this is a business of selling essential goods. He used to sell grains or what we say, wheat to other people. He said that an essential goods business is another asset that will, what we say, survive any crisis. As I said, how come a business or a business will last or survive in any crisis? He said that the essential goods business like wheat, grains would last or survive any crisis because every person needs food to eat. So when the crisis hit the market or hit the country, the people still want the food to survive. So they still, what we say, give money to buy more, what we say, to buy grains or essential goods like atta, food items. So in that time, the demand will be more. As the market crashed, the money with the people would be less. So the business owners can increase the price of the essential goods and nobody would, care about it. Like they would not tell why you increased it because it is an essential good. The food or the essential products in food is like grains, rice, wheat are used in daily life meals. It's a part of every person's daily meal. So they will not care about it. They will not complain about it. And he also gave an example that when the US market went into a recession in 2008, the prices of every person went into debt. Their assets started depreciating. The portfolio in the stock market that they had invested in got into losses. Everybody got laid off from their jobs, but the only people who got benefited from this crisis were the farmers or the people who sold essential goods. They basically increased the prices of essential goods, and everybody had. It is mandatory to everybody to buy it because it's a daily, part of meal. So he said this is also another important asset that we should invest in. So next he moved on, and later he went into a colony and showed many buildings or apartments to Ravi. No, Ajay. Ajay asked, "Why you bought me here and you're showing the buildings and the apartments?" He said that the real estate is another asset that will survive any crisis. He said that real estate, like Ravi said that real estate like land would be not that much beneficial, but real estate properties like flats, apartments, buildings in the society would survive the crisis because everybody needs a house or a shelter to survive. Every person, every family needs a shelter under above them to protect themselves or to feel secure or to live every day. So he had, and Ravi also said that that's why I already invested or bought many flats with the help of his friend who was a builder, and bought many flats and buildings, and now he is giving the flats for rent to other people. He also said that there is a minus and a positive and a plus in real estate or buying or in properties. First, he said about the plus of real estate. He said that the buying an property or a flat and giving it into a rent, it can generate a passive income per month. Like if you bought a flat and gave it for rent, it would generate around 25,000 rupees every month. So when a crisis hit, everybody should pay the money, right? Suppose it's like the same situation of Ajay did not buy the house. He stayed in a rental house and he has to pay the money to the landlord. It's like mandatory. They get the free money. Suppose they got laid off from their job in the crisis, but they get the money or a rent from the people who they gave the house to live in. So next he told about the minus of real estate. He said that it is not a liquidity property. So in emergency, when you want to sell or give the property for rent, it will not get sold easily. It takes time. The people see it, observe it. They investigate the property. They decide with the family, and then they move into the property. So it takes a lot of time. So you can't get the money immediately. It is not in the form of liquid. So it is not a liquid asset like gold. Gold can be sold in any time and get you can get the money easily, and you can use it for in emergency. So Ajay said that, oh, this is also good. It's a good asset. But I made a terrible mistake by listening to an what we say YouTube influencer who said that buying a property or a house is waste. Instead, he said that the YouTuber influencer, so and so YouTube influencer, told me or gave advice to stay in a rental home and invest the money into stocks. So Ajay believed in, and Ajay said that he got influenced by that YouTuber and did not buy any house, stayed in a rental home, and what we say, kept all his money in stocks, which led him to go into debt or get into loss. So Ravi said, this is the mistake that you made. So let us move to another asset, he said. He reached a foreign currency exchange shop or the store and showed the store to Ajay. Ajay said, why you bought me here and showing the currency exchange store? He said that foreign currency is another asset that will, what we say, survive any crisis. He said he showed the people or the owner of the foreign exchange currency store, and he said that when what we say goes down due to any crisis, there is another asset that you can invest in. He said that by investing Indian rupees in other stable, he mentioned or highlighted a word named stable currencies of a country, like dollar. The dollar stayed constant, or Kuwaiti dinar, that stayed what we say stable from many decades. So he said that many billionaires or many millionaires escape the crisis by investing their money or Indian rupee, which is unstable, into stable currencies like US dollars. And he also mentioned that it is not as good as other assets. Many people did not explore this. It will be not as productive or as good as other assets like land, productive land. And he also said that that's why I did not invested a lot of my money into this asset. He said that he invested some money, but not too much. He said that this is a risky sector, risky asset, but it has a chance of proving itself in the future. So he said that he will not recommend this asset, which is foreign currency. So later they reached the home and were drinking a cup of tea. Ajay wondered and got curious and asked Ravi that you explained me or told me the 5 assets that will survive any crisis. But what is the 6th asset? He said. Ravi laughed and said that the 6th asset that will survive in any crisis is the real life skills. Ajay got shocked. He was perplexed. So, Ravi said that the 6th asset is the real life skills that will stop you from going into bankruptcy in crisis. He said that these real life skills would survive any crisis. To make Ajay understand, Ravi gave an example. He said that suppose a country got hit or the world got hit by the crisis and everybody got laid off from their jobs. Every business, every utility business, every mechanical shops every business stopped working or stopped functioning. The people got laid off from the companies, the jobs, and they cannot earn a lot of money to stay comfortable and survive the, what we say, the crisis. But a person who before learned to, what we say, fix motorbikes would stop or save himself from going into bankruptcy, as he can use his creativity or knowledge about fixing, or the skill about fixing motorbikes to, what we say, fix the motorbikes of other people and charge a lot of money from them. Charge a lot of money, what we say, from the customers. They would not argue, they would not, what we say, complain about it. Because every mechanical store, what we say, store or mechanical shop, mechanics shop would be stopped working or stopped functioning. They would get closed, and the supply of mechanics would be less, and the real life skill of fixing the bike would be beneficial at that time, so they can earn the money and survive that crisis without any problem. They can buy any essential goods, stay comfortable throughout their life. And Ravi also said that that's why I'm developing a lot of real life skills in recent years. He said that I now, what we say, encourage myself to learn new things, and like fixing a bicycle or fixing a electrical malfunction in the circuit of a product or something. He said that these real life skills are another famous, or no famous, no, the, what we say, underrated asset that will survive any crisis. So Ajay said that, yeah, I did not expect it at first from you, but when we think deeply, this asset, which is real life skill, would be very essential, or can stop us from, can save us from going into bankruptcy in any crisis. So later, Ravi took him to, what we say, to a tree, and gave him a document to him. Ajay said, "What is this document?" He was very curious, and when he opened it and read it, it was a document of his home that he had. He said his friend Ravi to sell. The house was what we say, present in the village, and he told Ravi to sell it to get money so that he could invest in stocks. So when he said this to his friend Ravi knew that in harsh times, this is the house, or this is the place that the family of Ajay could live. So instead of selling the house, he just transferred the money into Ajay's account and kept the home safe. Ajay was shocked and thanked his friend, and he was very happy. He was delightful. He thought that if I would have sold this, I would not get any house to live in. So later he started living in that home, and when the crisis ended, he got into another job, and with his salary, he started investing in the six assets that Ravi told him. From then on, Ajay learned that we should not invest all our money into only one asset. We should think carefully and invest into different assets. And that time, in that situation, he thought that in this time of crisis situation, Ajay realized that Ravi teached him a lot of information. So later he used that knowledge and invested into the 6 assets, and later he grew his wealth and he started living happily in their new home. So that's the end of their story. So let's summarize this all story into a short list. So the 6 assets that will survive any crisis is that productive land, gold, essential good service, essential good business, foreign currency, and real life skills. These are the 6 assets that will last forever. That's the end of the summary. I'm not including stocks because this video is about the assets that will survive any crisis. But the stocks is like, when the crisis hits, everybody stop investing in stocks. Rather, they sell them and withdraw their money. So the price of the stocks becomes unstable. I'm not telling that investing in stocks is bad, but we should not invest all our money or all our wealth into it. From this video, we can learn that we should not invest all our money into only one asset. We should diversify in many assets. I'm not telling that you should not only invest in this only 6 assets. There are other also, but I'm giving a suggestion. But it's not mandatory that we should only invest in these 6 assets. So when we invest in these assets that I have mentioned, you can grow your wealth, and these assets will grow in future a lot. These are so if you liked my explanation, like the video, subscribe the channel, and share your thoughts and ideas about the explanation that I have given to you in the comment box. That's it for today. I will meet you again. Signing off, your Sujata.